If you're wondering where in the hell do you start on your fitness journey, this is the video for you. Hi and welcome to another video. My name is Jackie if you guys are new here, and today I'm going to be going over 5 things that I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey. I had a lot of ups and downs on and off the wagon before I even got a chance to get consistent with fitness, and then once I finally did, there's a lot of things I didn't know, and I have learned a ton since I started and since I became a personal trainer. So I want to share those things that I wish I knew when I started with you guys so that you guys can skip the mistakes that I had to work through. So the first thing I wish I knew when I started is that you don't have to and probably shouldn't do it all alone. Starting a fitness journey can be really hard, and even if it comes down to just have somebody who's doing it with you, it's really important to have a support system in your fitness journey because there's going to be moments where it gets hard, and if you have someone doing it with you or someone who's more experienced who can motivate you and keep you accountable, that is going to really help keep you going on your fitness journey. That's just as far as like emotional support. Also, seek out a fitness professional. The fitness industry is saturated with all sorts of myths and facts that will get you to where you want to be, but the thing is there is so many of them and we all fall for them. I was still falling for fitness myths until I became a personal trainer, and I corrected so many misconceptions that I had. And I know that it can be expensive to seek out a personal trainer or work one-on-one with a trainer, but there are people online who put out good quality content, who have cheap programs, and also their social media pages are constantly about myth busting and teaching you proper information. So please do not do it alone because you need help. Like if you've never done fitness before at all, you need help. Like even if you're perfectly healthy, you need to follow it from somebody because we don't just intrinsically know how to exercise. We have to get educated on it. Trying to figure it out yourself is going to lead to taking more time to see the progress you want, injury, and then worse things could happen, especially once we go into nutrition. You can totally wreck your gut, you can wreck your body if you don't do things properly. So don't do it alone, get a fitness professional. And I also do not mean a random fitness influencer online. There is a difference between a fitness influencer and a fitness professional. A fitness influencer is someone who loves fitness and maybe knows a lot about it, but they don't have any certifications or education in exercise science. And while they love to share what they do, you cannot trust that as fact. That is just somebody sharing what they do. A fitness professional online is going to talk about actual facts, how to get proper progress, and that's what you want to make sure you seek out online. It's not bad to follow fitness influencers, and I'm not bashing them at all. You can't take what they say online and give it the same weight as a fitness professional because they're just not on the same level, even if they worked out for like their whole lives. And going along with not doing it alone leads into my second thing I wish I knew when I started, which is to get a program, a structured progressive program. And these programs can range from something being really cheap to something really expensive. Some of the really cheap ones are more monthly subscriptions where they give you a limited amount of workouts. You only have access to them for a short amount of time. There's other programs that are, you buy like a 3-month program right off the bat. There's also working one-on-one with a coach, and then there's just scams, so you don't want to fall for those. But seeking out a progressive program is what's going to allow you to see proper progress. There's all the stuff online about keeping your muscles guessing and make sure you change it up or else you're not going to see progress. There is some truth to that, but you should not be walking into the gym every day with a completely new workout. If you see a workout you want to try, do it for at least 4 weeks straight. You want to increase in your weight or your reps, or at least shoot to do it with every workout, and you're never going to get better at squats if you only do them once every few weeks, or every time you do a squat you do a different variation. Not that those variations are bad, but you have to stay the same because your body has to adapt, and it doesn't adapt after one session. Body adapting is how your body makes all of the progress that we see. Your muscles grow because they tear and reform over and over from doing the same pattern movements. We lose weight because our body adapts to having our lower energy consumption every day, and then we lose weight. That's how you see progress. If you eat a different amount of food, like a vastly different amount of food every single day, like I'm talking eat 3,000 calories and the next day eat 1,000 calories, and there's no plan. It's just all over the place. Same with your workouts. You can get to a certain level but you cannot get very far because your body does start working better from moving a little bit more, but you will only get beginner gains and then you'll just stop. So follow a progressive program where each week your workouts don't change extremely. The next thing I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey was to not focus on all of the things you have to take away, but all of the things you have to gain. This applies particularly to nutrition, but it goes for both workouts and nutrition. With workouts, a lot of times we end up hyper focused on losing weight and we're all focused on making ourselves smaller, but why don't you focus instead on the strength you have to gain? And even if you do want to do cardio and lose weight, why not focus on how much faster you can run, how many more levels on the Stairmaster you can do, and then with lifting, how much more weight can you pull, how much longer can you hold your plank for, you know, all that stuff. Those are all things that you have to gain from your fitness journey, whereas focusing on weight loss is focusing on something that you need to get rid of. And that's not as pleasant of a place to be, honestly. It's that simple. It's just not as nice. And it's much nicer to focus on the things you get better at and the things you gain. And with nutrition, I remember I tried to cut out dairy like probably at least 10 times before my doctor finally told me I needed to for my Crohn's. Now, this is a whole other thing, but I don't support restriction unless it's for a genuine reason, not just because it's trendy to not eat dairy or gluten or whatever. I am gluten and dairy free. I have Crohn's. That's a whole nother story, but I just want to throw that out there as well. But with nutrition, if you eat a lot of junk food or processed foods, just unhealthy stuff, no matter what it is, whether it's something you do need to restrict for a health reason, or if it's just you want to eat less junk food, focus on all the healthy foods that you get to try now, because there is so many. I eat a wildly more varied diet than I ever did before I started my health and fitness journey. And that's with a lot of restrictions on my diet due to my medical conditions. If you have nothing you need to restrict, you have even more things to try than I did. So don't tackle it all at once. Don't try to drastically change your diet in one day and just go to the grocery store and get all of the health stuff you want to try. Instead of each week saying, what do I need to stop doing or stop eating or whatever this week, focus on what workout am I looking forward to this week? What recipe am I trying this week that I'm looking forward to trying? What progress do I think I'm gonna make this week that I'm excited to achieve? That's what I want you to focus on, not I haven't lost enough weight yet, I still am eating my junk, blah, 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 blah. That's not fun. And we want fitness to be fun and pleasant. And that leads into my next tip, which is to don't change all of it at once. And especially when this comes to nutrition. Notice how I said about a minute ago, don't go to the grocery store and just get all of the health foods you want to try all at once. It's not gonna work. Because especially if you eat a lot of junk, your flavor palette isn't gonna line up. If you all of a sudden go from working out 0 days a week to 7, it's not gonna work. You don't want to make drastic change. You want to make all your changes bit by bit, one step at a time, because you want to make maintainable change so that you can maintain your progress. If you can't maintain the changes you're going to make, then how are you going to expect to keep your progress? It's not going to work, because despite what all of those fad diets tell you, you don't do a program for 30 days and then keep the weight off. That's not how it works. You have to consistently keep up with your changes. And that leads into my final tip, which is understand that these things take time and that you are making changes for life. That is why these changes need to be maintainable. You need to be able to keep up doing the changes you make forever. There might be some things you do for a shorter amount of time, like say tracking your food. You might only need to track it for a few months, but you're still constantly going to pay attention to what and how much you're eating for the rest of your life if you expect to maintain any level of health, really. And it's not a crazy thing to think, oh, I'm gonna have to think about what I eat for the rest of my life, because I mean, unless you're super rich and have your own personal chef, we still have to feed ourselves, so you kind of have to think about it anyway. It's not that crazy. And the same goes for nutrition. If you work out for 30 days and stop, you're gonna go back to exactly where you were before. So you need to make a workout program that's maintainable, that you can keep up forever. And also understand that your fitness regime is gonna change as you age. And so yes, some things you're not gonna do forever. If you're in your 20s running marathons, you're likely not gonna run marathons for the rest of your life, so your workout program's gonna change, but you're still not changing that you are keeping up with fitness. You're not gonna stop and start again and stop and start again. With this whole tip as well, as I said, understand that this progress is going to take time because it's a lifestyle change. If you're making changes that you're making for the rest of your life, would you expect to see that change in a day, a week, 2 weeks? You're talking about a life change. You expect it to change in a month? 2? Your life. 2 months for your life to change? Yes, you will have changes, but it takes time for your life to totally shift. And that's what a fitness journey can do for you. It's what it did for me. I live a completely different life than I did when I finally got consistent with working out. Completely. I was going to a different school, I was a different major, I had a different job, I had a whole different career path. And that's just external stuff. That has nothing to do with how I feel every day and my actual health levels. So understand that you're not gonna see this change like this. You're not gonna turn it into the people that you see online who have been consistent with fitness for years anytime soon. It took them years, it's gonna take you years too. And don't let that discourage you though, because you can get there. 1000%, you can get exactly where you wanna go. But you have to put in perspective that it's gonna take time. And that's totally okay, because that's true for everyone. Yes, some people are genetically predisposed to progressing faster, but it doesn't change that it takes time. No one gets fit in 2 weeks. No one. You can't go from 0 to fit in 2 weeks. I'm sorry. If you are, then you are not human. It's just not how reality works. It's just not. No difference? Yes. 0 to fit? No. And that's what these crazy programs will sell you. They'll sell you this crazy progress. You can't maintain it, and you might make progress for a month, but you're gonna gain it all back because you're not gonna be able to keep up with it. So these tips clearly relate to each other a lot. Mostly it's because these scams keep us in this cycle of misconceptions about fitness and how it all actually works. So these things that we all have these misconceptions about all end up relating together. I kind of felt like as I was telling you about these today, I was jumping around each one of the tips, even though they're 5 separate ones, because they all intermingle really. So that is all of the 5 things that I wanted to tell you guys about that I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey. If these helped you out, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and tick the notification bell so you don't miss any new content from me. I upload new videos every Monday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I hope to see you in the next video. And until then, you can connect with me on Instagram at jackies.journey_, and I'll either see you in there or my next video. Bye guys.